With regards to general aviation, I think it is the first time for such a long time, Captain, that so much activity is going on in general aviation.
It's easy to let our imaginations run to just over a century ago, when the aviation industry was learning to fly. Today, while it flies much further, it's showing us how it underpins social networks, using its wings to bring economic growth, jobs, international trade, and tourism much closer than ever before. It's truly the same for Jamaica's aviation industry, and the expansion of our air transport industry is non-stop. Safe to say that the future for local aviation is taking off. Having recognized how aviation advances mobility and impacts development, government has big plans to further develop our airports and aerodromes.
Our police officers are getting a first world facility at Ian Fleming.
Over in St. Mary, Transport Minister Robert Montague dangled the key for a newly constructed police station at the Ian Fleming International Airport to serve the airport and the neighboring communities. So if you're flying this route, your security has already been prioritized.
At Ian Fleming, we spent some $48 million on this building, and it is giving us 2,500 square feet of space, moving from 750 to 2,500 square feet for the hard-working men and women of the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
But that's just one step towards developing the Ian Fleming International Airport, because the Airports Authority of Jamaica is scheduled to spend an additional $100 million to create a new fire station and expand the sewage facility at this airport.
We can't be moving to expand and attract business, and we can't treat with the sewage. So we are making that investment.
Safe to say that for many Jamaicans, the Norman Manley International Airport may feel like a sufficient enabler of global business, a nicely packaged aviation feature. But developments for this airport are also taking off.
The Airports Authority is investing in Jamaica. We are investing some $550 million into the Norman Manley International Airport in doing some expansion work and also doing the seawall protection.
Added to that, there are also plans to extend the runway so that path where the wheels of Metal Bird meet the ground is marked to become just a bit longer. Of course, there are those from all corners of the world, tourists who just cannot wait to land on the brightly lit tarmac in the northern part of the country. The Sangster International Airport has become famously known as tourism's main entryway to Jamaica, and that runway too is scheduled to be lengthened, along with other major improvements for the area.
At the Donald Sangster International Airport, we are spending approximately $70 million. Let me put it out there quietly. $70 million. To not only improve the runway and lengthen it, but most importantly to me as minister, to expand the arrivals hall.
Our travel continues to the southwest end of the island, to the parish reputed as the breadbasket of Jamaica, St. Elizabeth. Here you'll find the more private flights via the Lionel Densham Aerodrome, and this too is to undergo many developments to meet the future needs of aviation.
A lot of persons never even realize that there is a little airport in St. Elizabeth. We are about to spend $100 million to overlay the runway and to put in a little terminal building, because that now is our investment in opening up the South Coast tourism.
This is our largest domestic airport, seated in the popular fast-paced streets of Kingston. And so far, about $20 million has been spent to fix the runway, put in a pilot's lounge, and purchase new firefighting equipment for the facility. but the upgrading continues.
Now we are moving to complete the fencing along the train line at Kingston Airport.
Domestic flights continue to be facilitated on the airstrip off Jones Aerodrome, found just 10 kilometers off the town of Port Antonio, especially seeing how pilots can now enjoy a newly built pilot's lounge.
We also are working to complete the fencing on that facility, and of course we have to paint it up. The chairman insisted that the thing have to look good so that when people pass you feel good and understand that Jamaicans are invested in Jamaica.
So while air, land and sea remains the pillars of modern mobility, it's safe to say that aviation has truly been at the forefront of the movement, grabbing the labels of reliability and good speed. And of course, all this is being continued with the plans our government has to develop the future of aviation in Jamaica.
There is so much available to us in general aviation, and we are making use of it.